we are going to be making self-portraits in a frame. So the first thing you're going to do is use this big oval to trace around by holding your pencil straight up and down, and we'll share those and then write your name at the bottom. This part will get cut off later. Now, the first thing we're going to do is draw our face shape. I do have a couple templates cut out in case you need help. And also, even just to look at as a reminder for how large your face should be. It should really fill up most of this frame. When you're drawing your faces, you have these different templates you can choose from. People have different shapes of face. Some are more oval, some are more round. Obviously your face is not going to look just like this, so what you're going to do is choose one and trace it, and then after you trace it, I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and see what changes you need to make to the shape to make it look more like your specific face. But we all have proportions that are similar. So for example, if you go like this and like this, you notice that this way of your head is much taller than this way. And if you go like this and this, notice that, well, first of all, this circle is for your whole head, not just your face. So your hair is taking up some of that space. So when I go like this and this, notice that my eyes are actually right in the middle of my face, and they're not at the top of my head. If you draw your eyes too close to the top, it's going to look a little funny. Okay, but your eyes may be a little bit closer to the top than mine. I have a larger forehead. So look at yourself and see, where do your eyes fall within not just your face, but your whole head. And then you're going to put your eyes in there. And notice that your eyes are pretty large on your face. Like they go closer to the edge of the oval. And then there's space in between, about one eye space in between your two eyes. Then if you start at your eyes and you go out, notice that I'm hitting the top of my ears. So you can start your ears here, and notice that your ears go all the way down. If I'm looking in the mirror, kind of like they line up with the top of my lip right there. So you can look at your ears. Where do they go down to? What do they line up with? And then same thing for your nose. Notice how wide it is and what it lines up with. I'm noticing that my nostrils line up with the inner parts of my eye. We're not drawing our whole bodies on this, but we are going to draw our neck and shoulders. So I want you to go like this and feel the size of your neck, and notice that it's not just little and skinny. It starts even with your head, goes in a little bit, and then goes out a little bit to your shoulders. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start out with my neck, remembering what we just talked about, to make it a thicker neck. Now I'm kind of looking for the middle of my head to draw my eyes, and you can also just kind of lightly map out where the hairline would go, if that's helpful to you before you start putting your eyes on. So remember, instead of trying to do any sort of stylized eyes, we're doing an almond shaped eye with a round circle in the middle for your iris, and then another round circle in the middle for your pupil. And look at your eyelids, see where the crease is, and try to add that. And then you're also going to look at your eyebrows, and at this point, instead of doing each hair with the pencil, kind of try to trace the shape of the outline of your eyebrow. And then you can also add in a few eyelashes, which, remember, boys and girls both have eyelashes. Then when you're starting on your ears, notice in the mirror where your ears line up with. Do they line up with your eyes? Do they line up with the top of your mouth or your nose? Look in the mirror and see where yours line up, and try to make it about that large. Now, starting with the nose, remember, we have the U shape in the middle, the two parentheses on the side, the upside down U shape that connects the nostrils. And then for the bridge of your nose, I recommend doing one line to one side and not two. And you could do two, but definitely don't connect it at the top. to make it look like a triangle, okay? When you're starting on your lips, look at the little divot in the middle of your lips, the shape of that, and look at the shape of your lips and try to do that. Look at the middle. Is it a straight line? Some people's are. Some people's are a little more curvy and it kind of follows the shape of the top of the lips sometimes. So you can just, we're trying to look at ourselves carefully and try to do similar lines on your face. For your hairline, look at the shape of your hairline, look at the shape of your hair, and try to just get the outside shape of things, kind of like we did with the eyebrows, instead of drawing the individual hairs at this point, okay? And then add your details for your clothing. What does your shirt look? Are you wearing any jewelry that you want to add on? You don't have to do it just exactly what you're wearing today. You can think of another outfit if you want and do that instead. And remember, if you're drawing lightly this whole time, you can erase. So now that I'm pretty much done, I'm going to go back and erase the lines that I don't want, like the line of the head shape running through my hair. I don't want that. You know, take a minute, step at it, look at it from farther behind and see, does it look right? Do I need to adjust anything? Am I happy with it? And then start going from there. Once you have it the way you like it, you can also go back and darken things to help you be able to see it once you start coloring things in or just make improvements on it. On the ears, I wouldn't get too over invested in drawing every shape in the ears. That can be complicated, but if your ears are showing, you can look at your ears and try to draw some of those shapes lightly. Once you finish drawing your face with pencil, we're going to use colored pencils for our features like our lips and our eyes. Look at your eyes, and maybe you always have said, I have green eyes or I have brown eyes, but look really carefully. And do you actually have a little speckle of other colors in there? Like mine have a little bit of yellow in the middle, and then they're kind of green in the middle, and then they're dark green around the edges. So I'm trying to add all of those colors. Now is the time that you can take another pencil, colored pencil, and go back and darken maybe your eyelids. You can darken your eyelashes, and you can work on your eyebrows, looking at yourself and drawing the little hairs. And then I want you to look at your lips, and if they're pink, don't just say they're pink. Look at what is dark pink, what is light pink, like what is shadow. And I want you to try to use multiple colors when you're coloring it in to pick up where the light is hitting your face, what's darker, what's lighter. It's just going to be a little bit more interesting if you can use more colors to add dimension instead of just one color. We're also going to be using colored pencil to outline our hair and our face. So with your hair, see if you can pick one or two, maybe even three colors that are in the color range of your hair. So you have a little bit more dimension than just one solid color. And you can use a mixture of lines and coloring in and layering, and just keep going back and forth over everything to try to get more dimension into your hair. And then also the same for the skin. It may even work better to use a darker pencil on your skin just to outline everything so it'll show up. Now it's going to be time to paint, and we're going to get a little bit of water in a cup, and using your brush, I would recommend starting with the brown as a base, and then use the outside edge of the frame, which we're going to be cutting off, as your tester. So we're going to need to make this whole amount of watercolor in our skin tone to have enough to paint the face. So I would recommend using the brown, the dark brown, and a tiny bit of the red. Possibly use those kind of combinations to come up with your skin color. If you're darker skinned, you're going to be using more of the brown. You could even try a tiny bit of black, But if you are going to go to try a little bit of black, just know that black is very powerful, so just try with the smallest amount possible to get started. And this is going to dry lighter than it looks when you're first putting it down. So you can look at your skin next to the color and keep mixing until you have a good amount. When you're ready, it's going to be easy. You are just going to paint all of your neck and your ears and your face. Make sure you go very carefully around the eyes to not get white into the eyes. And if you can even, after you've put a base color down on your face, you can try to use your brush to paint some darker areas, maybe under the eyes, maybe shadow under the nose or under the neck. And it'll just give it more dimension if you can add some lighter and darker areas. To make the frame, you're going to place the large oval template over your paper and trace around it by holding the pencil straight up and down like a soldier. Then you're going to take your scissors and cut super slowly like a sloth, watching your scissors to make sure they don't accidentally cut through your frame and cut your frame out. Next, you're going to do the same exact thing with your portrait, and this is going to cut off any of the outside bits that you used as scratch paper for your color mixing and etc. Now, I redid my portrait because I think my lips were too low. But so you're going to flip yours over to the back and put glue over it. You want to get the edges and a little on the middle. And you don't want to spend too long spreading the glue because then the glue will dry and it won't be sticky anymore. So spread out your glue kind of quickly, get the edges, and then flip it over and kind of just eyeball that it looks in the center before you start pressing it. And you can, if you have nice clean hands, you can go ahead and press on it, but you can also flip it upside down and rub on the back. That way you don't have to worry about rubbing and smudging, because I did actually smudge a little of the color pencil when I did this. Once your frame is all glued down, you get to decorate the outside of your frame. You can use oil pastels, you can use colored pencils, you can use colors if you want. I kind of kept mine low on the colors because you do want your portrait to be the emphasis of this project. So just think about what fits with your picture. Like I chose a frame to kind of match my shirt, and my colors are, I think they're kind of calming-ish and they kind of match in with mine. But maybe you have a really colorful shirt on and you want to have more colorful frame, go for it. Just remember that your portrait is your emphasis. And just take your time to add a lot of details and make it beautiful. Have fun with it. Remember, creativity takes courage, and you've got this.